Coming to you from the Hometown Motors Incorporated studio, Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue, Chillicothe, for residential, commercial mowers, chainsaws, trimmers, and all kinds of handhelds. Get them down to help you get the job done. I'm Dan Ramey. It is Yellow Week here in Chillicothe. What's that all about? Well, if you've been hiding under a rock, we'll explain it with you in just a matter of moments with Adam Peterson. He's been the brainchild behind Yellow Day. That's coming up next.
The fleet of American-made stand-ons from Wright Manufacturing, built by landscapers for landscapers. Available now at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue, Chillicothe.
Well, last year was a really big day for Yellow Day here in the Chillicothe area, and this guy is the inspiration behind it. We are welcomed to have here with us Adam Peterson. Adam, thank you. Tell us where this all started for you as an educator.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys, and I cannot express enough gratitude to the town of Chillicothe, Ohio, for what they're doing. And I take the title of inspiration very lightly. I'm proud of it, but the inspiration really came from the mother of one of your residents, Ben Trotter. Yellow Day was started as an honor to my friend Honor Trotter. When I started teaching kindergarten 15 years ago, Honor was the lady who took me under her wing. I had a great group of teachers that I worked with, but Honor saw something in me that I didn't really see in myself. And she was that type of person that made every single person around her feel like they were the best person in the world. You know, like she found the good in everyone. There's a line in my book. She found the good in everyone and made everybody else see that good about them. And so the whole story goes that our friendship grew and grew and grew as we were teaching. I was teaching kindergarten. She came back to teach kindergarten with us. And then 2 years before she was supposed to retire from kindergarten, I mean, she had taught at our school for 30 plus years. Honor hit us with some news that she was diagnosed with cancer. And we were ready to take that head on as a school. I mean, she took it head on as a fighter. She believed that she had cancer for a reason. She was the most hopeful person in the world. And that helped fuel her battle. But unfortunately, she lost that battle after 9 months. And in May of 2013, Honor passed away. And it hit our school really, really hard because she was our school. I mean, she was the life behind Saratoga Elementary School. And anybody that knows her knows that. So a year goes by and I put this book out called Yellow. And it wasn't to sell books. It wasn't to be an author. It wasn't really to do anything other than keep her memory alive for the teachers, students, community members, staff that never got to know her. Put the book out, started speaking. And then the next year we were like, why don't we celebrate Honor's birthday with this book? Let's make Yellow Day, Honor's birthday, May 9th, the best it can be. So we did. We decorated our whole school yellow. We put up yellow balloons. We all wore yellow t-shirts. We did random acts of kindness in Honor's memory. And it blew up. And thankfully to social media, it spread. I put a video on YouTube that just told the story. And I started getting hits from people in New Zealand, Australia, England, France, Italy, Canada, all over the US. And that was in 2014. And since that day, we've seen Yellow Day celebrations pop up in schools and businesses, and now whole cities like Chillicothe, states and 8 countries around the world where people are celebrating kindness in honor of this wonderful lady.
True random acts of kindness. And I tell you, last year to walk through an experience and watching all of the kids downtown, it was just heartwarming. And to see them really get into it and to see how it has changed their lives, it's been incredible and quite contagious.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal to watch that unfold. I was following it on social media that whole week with you guys and seeing the singing on the courthouse lawn and the window decorations and the flowers decorations. I mean, your town did it next level. And I am forever grateful for that. So as of right now, unless others have done it, Chillicothe, Ohio and Morris, Illinois, where I'm at, where our school is from, are the 2 towns that have deemed it an official day, which like I remember seeing Ben hold the proclamation. I've got it hanging on my wall behind me. And it's one of those things that we never intended to be that. It was just an idea. And thankfully for schools and people everywhere, I mean, to hear that I was the inspiration is hard for me to accept, like I said, because Honor was the inspiration. I just am lucky to tell her story. And now you mentioned Yellow Week. That's what we're in the midst of right now. That's kind of a new thing this year. I mean, you guys kind of started that last year in Chillicothe, But last year around this time, someone said to me, why just May 9th? Why May 9th, Adam? And that was my next challenge. I'm always looking for a challenge. So when someone said that to me, I said, well, let's make it not just May 9th. And I was super fortunate enough to do a TED talk in November. So I gave a TEDx talk in Norma, Illinois, called Be the Yellow. And it was telling the story of honor and Yellow Day. And I kind of took that challenge of my friend of why not more days and turned it into an acronym that has now become Yellow Week. And we broke the word yellow down into what we call 6 steps to make the world a kinder place.
Now, do we ask what those 6 steps are, or do we have to buy the book?
No, this is all free. This is why I'm here to do it, because I didn't know if you wanted all that, how much time you got. We could talk all day, but yeah. So the 6 steps are outlined. I'll give you a mini version of my TED Talk. I'd love for you all to visit YouTube and just type in Be the Yellow Adam Peterson. You can see my TED Talk on YouTube. But the 6 steps, we broke it down as simple as possible, because we want this to start with the youngest of minds and hearts and spread worldwide, right? It started from a kindergarten teacher inspiration. So we broke it down, and I wanted to find a way to make it last. And obviously we broke it down with the word yellow, because we wanted to make those all of that. And that was a difficult one. I'm like, all right, what can we do based on kindness that can break down the word yellow? So I came up with U for the letter Y. So in yellow, Y is the first letter, and it starts with all of you. So anyone that's listening, every single person on this planet, you need to be the person that starts this ripple effect of kindness. You know, if we want anything to happen, right? If we want change to happen in any situation or format or type, then you individuals need to be the first one to start that change. If you want change to happen, you got to do it. So I always tell people, it's a little bit different with social media or social distancing right now, but I always tell people, like you be the person that opens the door for someone. You be the person that says hello to a stranger on the street. You be the person. Now it could be with all of the uncertainty we're going through right now. You be the person that picks up the phone and calls someone. You be the person that writes your mailman a letter and thank them for all they're doing, or thank a frontline worker or essential worker. You be the person that starts this. And that was our letter Y, the challenge. You be the one that starts the change of whatever change you want to see happen. E stands for engage. So we want to see the entire world keep communicating, especially now with all this going on, right? Engage in conversations with people, ask people how their day is going, ask people about their lives, and just engage. And I adapted that from a line that I heard in a movie one time that said something along the lines of, if the whole world stopped communicating, if we all just stopped talking to each other, I think it would be a terrible place to live. And I believe that too. I mean, we know what we know in history because people engaged in conversations. And I think one way that we can keep kindness going is to show that we want to hear what people have to say by engaging in conversation with them. So that leads to L. And the first L in our acronym stands for listen. So if you're going to make the attempt to engage in a conversation with someone, then please, by all means, put down your phone and listen to what they have to say. And I know I'm guilty of that too. We have become so attached to devices that we don't listen intently sometimes. But when we show that we're listening intently and we show an importance in what people have to say, then we in turn give value to their story. When we show that we really want to know what someone has to say, we're showing them that they're valuable to us. And that's just a step along the way of making the world brighter. And that feeds into the next one, learn. So the other L stands for learn. If you're going to engage in a conversation and listen to someone, then learn as much as you can about that person. And I always tell my 5-year-olds this when I teach kindergarten, or when I teach any group of students now. I just talked to a group of 4th graders today. I want you to try to learn as much about your friends and the people in your lives that you can bring up things to them about them before they ever do. And it can go for positives or negatives. You know, if something's going on in someone's life that you know is sincerely affecting them, and you know maybe a date of someone's surgery or something is coming up, if you've learned so much about that person that you can bring up that topic to them before they bring it up to you, then you've shown a really valuable lesson to them that you truly care. So positives, negatives, whatever's happened in someone's life, try to learn about it and bring it up to them so that they have someone to talk to. And then O stands for offer. And this kind of stemmed from a research that I read. There was a research done at I'm gonna butcher this, but the National Institute of Physiological Sciences in Japan. I think I got that right. Where it fascinated me. They found out that doing studies on the human brain and the way it reacts to certain things, they found out that receiving a sincere compliment triggers the same social reaction in our brain that receiving a monetary gift does. And that fascinated me. I mean, if we can make people feel the way they do by receiving money, which we all know we love to get, by just giving them a compliment, imagine what we can do. So I took that idea of that study and tied it with something that we see on t-shirts all over in the educational world that says spread kindness or throw kindness around like confetti. That's a saying all over the place. And I thought, well, why not change that to the idea of money? But we don't want to throw money around like confetti. But if offering compliments can do the same exact thing, then why not throw compliments around like confetti? So O's challenge is that offer compliments to everybody in your life. And it can be so much as, I love the shirt you're wearing today, or I like what you've done with your hair. But when we think about sincerity, we want it to be, you know, I know that you've been struggling with this and I saw you overcome it. Great job. Or I know that you worked really hard on that test. Amazing that you passed it. Good job. And try to find sincere compliments that are going to affect someone's a character, or a compliment about their character, right? And then the W stands for we. And I know that's pretty simple to say, but I kind of came up with this idea, and it's in the Be the Yellow logo that looks like a smiley face with an arrow. So in our logo, we have Be the Yellow, and there's an arrow going from the Y to the U, or the Y to the W, I'm sorry. And that reason is we take this idea that it's going to start with you, but it needs to continue with we, with all of us. You be the one to kick it off, set this ripple effect in motion. You be the person that engages in conversations. You be the person that listens and learns about other people. You be the person that offers these compliments. But then we, as an entire human race, repeat those steps, right? If we can all do this, imagine the change that it can have. And I've been fortunate enough to see that happen. You know, since I gave the talk, I've seen schools, towns like Chillicothe, businesses, everybody has taken this head on. I just heard from my grandma who's living in an assisted living facility. Their entire apartment complex is going to do a yellow week next week because they got on the ball late from my talk, but they're doing it with all the residences that are locked in their apartments because of COVID. So it's been surreal, humbling, gratifying. I mean, I can't express enough to the people of Chillicothe for kind of leading the charge with this, but it's been pretty amazing.
The one word that would come to mind to me while you were describing yellow, and it's as an acronym, is connection. Every one of those seem to lead right to what you need to have to be able to have a cohesive connection.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. There was a gentleman who's now a friend of mine, Dave, who was sitting in the front row at the TED event. Never met the guy before. He's not an educator. He and his girlfriend were there just because they heard about the event. They wanted to see all these phenomenal speakers that I got to share the stage with. It was amazing. I mean, that's a whole nother story. But I got a message from Dave like a week or two after the event and said exactly what you just said. He said, I thought connection when you were talking about this, and what do we need more now in our lives than connection? And this was before the whole pandemic started, but we actually met for coffee and exchanged numbers, and we've been in contact since and trying to find a way to make this spread in his world of business and construction that he works. And he said the same exact thing. So it's funny you bring that up, that yeah, connection is a big part of it. And what better word do we need right now?
Yeah. And we've been forced to connect in some regard because of the pandemic as well.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to ask you about teaching kindergarten, because this is not where you see a lot of guys go into. However, I've seen a number of male kindergarten teachers. I've got a sister-in-law who was a kindergarten teacher for 30 plus years. Her daughter has taught the younger elementary stages. I got to think it takes a good bit of patience, but they can be the brightest spot of your world too.
Oh yeah. Patience is key. I think with any, I give all the credit in the world to anybody that teaches middle school or high school. I couldn't do it. And I talk to friends that say that all the time. They're like, well, we couldn't do what you do. And I think everybody finds their place in life for the right reason. Mine came, I was working, I was one of those kids that I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I grew up. I had all these ideas, but I wasn't a student that was like driven to be like, I'm going to do this, you know? And I had the opportunity to work as a camp counselor at an Easter Seals camp called Independence Camp for children of varying disabilities and abilities in high school. And that was when I was like, yeah, I want to teach. And I had originally wanted to be a special education teacher, but the college I went to didn't have enough interest to run a special education program. But I had done some work with elementary, and I had been lucky enough to be an aide in a kindergarten classroom my freshman year. And I was like, this is where I want to be. It was just fun. And As people always ask me like why kindergarten, and there were a couple. I mean, first of all, every kid wants to be there. They still, everything is new to them, right? They're in awe of this new world because a lot of them haven't gone to preschool. And then two, every day is something different. I mean, we as teachers plan out weeks and weeks and weeks, but I rarely followed that plan because every single day in that classroom was something different with these little ones. And luckily I taught in a school. I mean, we're honor taught there too. And where the administration kind of let us teach the way we wanted to teach, as long as we were teaching what we had to teach. And I was fortunate enough to kind of do my thing, and I was able to have fun, and that's really what it was about. Every day was something different. I got to have fun. I didn't tell people I was going to work. I told people I was going to school. So it was a blast. I wouldn't want to be. And this is probably a long shot to say, but I wouldn't want to teach anything but kindergarten. I just have so much fun with it.
I really miss nap time, the snack time, and story time. Those three together were a lot of what my days were all about. Well, thank you for making time to share your story. We are doing this virtually here in Chillicothe this year with the Yellow Day Facebook page. There's plenty of images and pictures of yellow this, yellow that, and people just doing random acts of kindness. So
awesome.
Perhaps next year we'll be able to get together and do this hand in hand and face to face again.
Yeah, I was hoping to. I was so looking forward to being there. So we're going to keep it on the calendar for next year for sure. But I know a lot of you have been sharing out the site. So makesomeonesdayyellow.com. There's a ton of freebies on there. So if there's parents listening to this or teachers listening to this, there's a bunch of free products on there for you to do with either your students by sitting at home, or if you're a parent listening, jump on the website, download those products, and there's coloring pages and writing pages and activities and all kinds of story related things to help spread kindness around your neighborhood, even in these times.
And again, that web address is
makesomeonesdayyellow.com. And there's a link that says freebies right there at the top.
Adam Peterson, thank you again for participating today, and thanks for your message.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.